Johnson is the second wide receiver off the board in the 2023 NFL Draft, going to the Los Angeles Chargers. Finally getting Justin Herbert some receiver help there to aid Mike Williams and Keenan Allen. And they look to the TCU stud Quentin Johnston, obviously a bigger dude, but very quick and athletic for his size.
Yeah.
And this one was a little bit of a surprise to me. Although we had them in the same tier and we flip-flopping them around, I would have thought that they would have went for the likes of Jordan Addison or Zay Flowers. And Quentin Johnston's the pick. So right off the bat, I mean, Quentin Johnston, like I said, he's got the size, and we saw what he can do. He showed it off in the playoff. Somebody that has a ton of upside in the NFL, a little bit more of a project wide receiver than some of these other guys, but still a guy that's going to come in and make an immediate impact for the Los Angeles Chargers, a team that really needs some receiving help. So talk to me about the fit with the Chargers and why we like him, especially paired with Justin Herbert, one of the better QBs in the league.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take my L here for sure. I didn't think that QJ was going to go to any of these contending teams in the back end of the first, which was why I predicted he'd go early second. But with Justin Herbert, I mean, any wide receiver that's going to be paired with an elite producing dynasty and fantasy QB, you're going to be more excited about. So automatically, this boosts his draft stock big time. That being said, I'm kind of confused. Why did they take Quentin Johnston? And Simon, I want to hear your take on this, because I thought they, like Avery said, I thought they were going to go with Addison or Flowers to sort of replace Keenan Allen once they let go of him, who is aging, who has struggled with injury of recent. And Mike Williams is really more of that big play guy, the big body. I mean, now you have two of those. What's that going to look offensively? I mean, what's going on there? Because this isn't something we've seen in Dallas with Kellen Moore, like the new OC. So what are they thinking?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think you kind of got it wrong with the roles there. I think Quentin Johnston plays a really similar style to Keenan Allen as opposed to Mike Williams. I think Mike Williams plays like a dominant down the sideline alpha X wide receiver role, and Quentin Johnston just doesn't. He actually played.
He did that really well.
No, he actually played a good percentage of his snaps, especially this last year, his junior year at TCU, out of the slot. And that's where
really
he was very productive. I don't know off the top of my head. If you could find that, that'd be really helpful.
Interesting.
But he honestly didn't have the deepest ADOT, and he did a lot after the catch, and I think that's why he's going to work really well there. They're going to continue to do what they do. Mike Williams down the edge, Keenan Allen in the slot, and I think they'll definitely find ways to plug in QJ there. He's got the speed and he's got the size. I think overall he's got the tools. Give him some time. He has a QB. He'll be fine.
So from a fantasy perspective, I think this means that they're holding on to Keenan Allen for sure this year to let QJ develop. I think I would guess that he's probably not going to produce too much this year, assuming
I don't know, man. I mean, you saw it last year. Allen and Williams weren't able to stay on the field. Like Quentin Johnston probably would have been extremely productive last year in that offense.
You're right.
So I mean, I guess maybe Simon has a point here. I mean, he tested out quicker and faster than we thought he would. Maybe they are planning to use him more in that slot position. Like, I mean, maybe he is going to have more of a Keenan Allen role than a Mike Williams role, and maybe that's kind of what they're going for from just a play style standpoint. But oh my gosh, the Ravens.
Dude, I called this run. Remember, I said this a little bit ago.
Dang, all three back to back to back.
Yep.
We had them all back to back to back.
So this is really going to be up to us in our rankings. This will be fun for Dynasty.
Oh yeah. So we just saw the Zay Flowers pick. But anyways, I mean, maybe that's how they're planning to use Quentin Johnston. And so from a ranking standpoint, I think Quentin Johnston immediately starts in the top 20 wide receivers in Dynasty. Wouldn't you guys say top 20, top 24?
Oh, wide receivers? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
So with him being there, I mean, what would you expect from a production standpoint in year one from Quentin Johnston? This is a wild card, honestly.
10.
I could see him being 8 to 10 points per game in his
10.
But I mean, if he's the only receiver left by the end of the year, then maybe he is getting 12 to 15 points a game, man.
Yeah, I mean, you're
it's just gonna depend on what happens.
I'm actually really excited for this. I think you're gonna see a lot of different outcomes from him. I think there's going to be weeks where, especially towards the beginning of the year, he doesn't do anything. He might not even play much. And that's a concern all of us have had. He's not as polished. For a big guy, he honestly has a hard time beating press coverage, and that's going to be something his coaches are really going to force him to do. But I think more towards the end of the year, you're going to see the Dynasty community start to get really excited about him when they see what he can do. I think he's going to break out some big plays. and they're going to get excited about what he can do. Give him Justin Herbert's arm. I think overall for the season though, I'm more looking at 9 to 11 points per game.
Yeah. That's, and again, if their wide receivers all play a full season, that's I think what I'm expecting as well.
And I'm pleased with that. I mean, I believe he's only 21 years old still. So
yeah, absolutely. All right, very interesting pick, but he obviously is going to be elevated by Justin Herbert. And Justin Herbert, one of the better young QBs in the NFL. They're going to have a high passing volume under Kellen Moore. It should be a creative offense, so it should be interesting to see how they usher him into that offense while they have Keenan Allen making his way out in the next few years and Mike Williams after that eventually. This should be interesting. I wonder. I mean, this guy is extremely boom bust to me. Like, is he going to boom, or are we going to look back 4 years from now and is he going to be a bust? So let us know what you think in the comments. We are still going live on draft night. Zay Flowers just got taken, so we're about to do a Zay Flowers video as well. So make sure you keep here. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We've got content coming out all night. We're going to have post-draft content for the whole offseason. So make sure you're subscribed as well. We're going to be back here in a couple minutes with Zay Flowers. We'll see you in a minute.